Right now, we have a very, very, very special guest on the phone. I'm looking forward to speaking to this wonderful woman right here. This is Lidia Bastianich. Lidia, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh,
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, grazie. Thank you so much for coming on our show this morning. This is our 30th celebration of being an FM station here at WPSC FM. So we're really excited. We had a full week of all different kind of programming, bringing back alumni from all the eras of our radio station. So this is a very exciting time, and I'm so grateful that you were able to make some time out of your busy schedule to come and talk with us this morning.
Well, a pleasure being here and celebrating with you and, for the holidays, talking Italian.
Yeah, amen. That's right. I mean, really, when you think about Italian American or Italian culture, you really think about the holidays. You think about Christmas. Of course, the Feast of the Seven Fishes was a big thing in my family growing up, and Easter. Easter was always a big day, but then you always had the day after, Pasquetta. So there are so many great feasts and festivals and religious festivals that really have to do with food. So I'm like I said, I sometimes I really do love being Italian American.
Well, I think it's the table, getting together at the table and celebrating. Yes, we're celebrating the holidays, absolutely, and the religion or whatever, but we're celebrating ourselves. We're celebrating, the family. We're celebrating who we are. And that's a special place to be.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of celebrating, I'm really looking forward to seeing your new program that's coming on Tuesday, December 18th. It's going to premiere at 9 p.m. Eastern time on PBS. And the name of the program is Lydia Celebrates America, a Heartland Holiday Feast. So, Lydia, can you tell us a little bit about this particular program?
Right. Well, I have my regular cooking show on PBS. On weekends, usually it's on across America, and I do my cooking. But this is once a year. I do a 1-hour special, and I kind of go around America trying to find out the different ethnicity and how they celebrate their holiday. Because America is one great nation, and yet it's made of so many different communities, so many different cultures. And, when you travel through America, it's so amazing to see how these cultures, yes, feel very American, but still celebrate their ethnicity. So be it Italian, be it Greek, be it Dutch, be it, you find all these pockets across the United States. I went up in Minnesota. I went ice fishing, and it was in a community that I swear they looked like Vikings, the red hair and beard and whatever. And sure, they were from Sweden, from Norway, and they, celebrated their holiday. They celebrate their holidays in this kind of the Nordic European way, having left the little potato pancakes, having lutefisk, this codfish and all of that. Not unlike us Italians doing our thing with bacala and so on.
But one thing that I always say, I think it's so important to know our culture, to know our history, to know our past, because if you don't know where you came from, how do you know where you're going? I think it's so important. Sometimes, especially, in America, we kind of forget that we do have these great ethnic backgrounds, and that we should celebrate them, and we should bring, I always say I grew up Italian American Catholic, and I always say, sometimes we kind of just celebrate our faith for 1 hour a week on a Sunday, but I think that we need to celebrate our ethnicity and our culture all the time. We have to literally wear it. Wear it on our...
This special will show you that, that there is the celebration of cultures. And sometimes within the American texture, with being all American, we have this great opportunity because, not every country you're allowed to do that, celebrate maybe who you really are. Actually, that's what all the immigration is happening now, and all these problems of people is that they are not allowed to be who they are. And America is great for that because, yes, we're all American. Yes, we're all under one flag, but we are still able to celebrate who we ethnically are. Maybe 3, 4, 5 generations ago, who we came here as the immigrants that we came here.
Now, the thing that I found interesting, I didn't realize that when you came to America, you actually first settled in Pennsylvania.
I did. No, we didn't. I settled in New Jersey, Queens, but I was, then we were in Astoria, and Astoria is in New York City.
Yes.
A very, very hectic ethnic kind of Greeks and Germans and Italians and all of that. But we found we have some relatives in Pennsylvania out in the country. And I missed my grandmother, so, the countryside and whatever. So my mother sent me for a year out with my relatives and in Sunbury, Pennsylvania. And I went there for my sophomore year of high school. And I had a great time. I got to know, my relatives. I got to kind of really be American, be in the middle of America. So in this special that's airing out in November, I went there and I kind of reconnected with all the relatives and the area when I was a teenager first in America.
That's amazing. And also, I mean, do you speak about that? I'll be honest. I didn't get to read the whole your whole memoir. Yeah, I'm in the beginning portion of it, and really a beautiful book so far. So the name of your memoir is My American Dream: A Life of Love, Family, and Food. So do you talk a little bit about going to Pennsylvania?
I talk about all of that.
Oh, wow.
This my memoir. I usually write cookbooks.
Yeah, exactly. I was so happy to see this book because really it gives you kind of an insight into who you are, not just on TV, but who you are as a beautiful person.
Exactly. I didn't realize that people wanted to know that part too, and they were very interested. And this memoir really takes you back from the beginning. Now, I was born in a part of Italy. It's called Istria. It's no longer Italy. But after World War II, Italy lost the war. That part, Istria, and some Dalmatia was given to the newly formed communist Yugoslavia. And we were caught under the communist regime. So we couldn't speak Italian. They changed our name. So there was a lot that happened with us as an Italian culture. And ultimately, my parents decided that we escaped back into Italy. So, back into Italy, in Trieste. There we were put in a political concentration camp because, we didn't have, the papers, where are you going to go? And they sort of, we stood for 2 years in a refugee camp and ultimately waited for a visa to go in the country. And of course, we wanted to come to America. I guess my parents wanted to come to America. And we finally did get, in 1958, we got to come to America. I think Dwight Eisenhower was the president. He opened immigration. And we were brought to America by the Catholic Charities. We had nobody here. And so our life really begins as immigrants, a family of 4, not having anybody, just being accepted by good people, good-hearted people that wanted to do good for other people. And so we were brought here by the charities, taken care of. They found a little home for us. They found a job for my father. And so our life in America began just like that. So it is my American dream. I epitomize. I am the immigrant that sort of is looking to come to America. And, we were given that opportunity. And that's my American dream, my dream of having a great life, a wonderful life, an education, to grow my family here. So it's a great gift to be able, when somebody gives you that. And I was given that opportunity. I just want to share it with everybody.
Well, you really are, especially in these times that we live in, you really are a role model to many people. And I mean, growing up, I mean, I've always, loved watching your shows. Just the way that you really are so warm and you're so inviting people into your kitchen, into your home, into your life, and just the food that you cook is amazing. And to have had the experiences of meeting you a number of times over the years, you're such a warm and loving person, and I really appreciate that how you you invite people, again, whether it's through the TV or whether just talking to you is.
People connect to family. Ultimately, everybody sort of feels good and comfortable within the family milieu, if you will. So making a table with some food, and it doesn't have to be fancy food, and that's what I, predicate. It's simple, straightforward food. It happens to be Italian because I'm Italian, but making a table of simple food and inviting your family, inviting your friends, not only family. I mean, that's what life is all about. That's what brings you together. That's what makes you feel good, and people ever more want that. So that's why they really do follow my show. And as you said, I think it's that connection of cooking the food and then having the food bring the people together and sharing that food and sharing who we are. They're simple human beings living well and comfortably with each other, knowing our culture, respecting our family, respecting our neighbors, those simple things in life that seem to have been forgotten.
Well, I have to tell you, I mean, like I said, you're also besides being on TV, you also have a couple of restaurants out there. So, and I've had the pleasure of course, going to Italy, which is an amazing. It's an experience. It really is something that everyone needs to experience, especially if you love the Italian culture, because it's literally like stepping into Italy without the need of a passport or a flight.
Right. The Italy that what you're talking about is spelled Eataly. Right. And yeah, it's the store. Did you go to the one on Fifth Avenue and 23rd Street? Which one did you go? Because we have one in Boston. We have Italy in Boston. We have Italy in Los Angeles. We have Italy in Chicago. Italy, New York. Where did you go?
I've been to both of the locations in New York. The one down by the World Trade Center, and then of course the original one, which I was actually there opening day. What was it? What is it now? About 7-8 years?
Exactly, 8 years old.
Wow,
we're there about 8 years. Time flies.
Oh, it definitely does.
Opening. It was a great opening, and it still is. A place that's full of people having fun. And sort of the Italian spirit, it's within that. We have the shopping, the retail, but we have, the cafe, we have the pizza area. We have 7 restaurants within that. And, the tasting, you can have a drink, a glass of wine, a slice of prosciutto, some crudo. You can taste the Italian style, kind of Italian flavor by just walking around and shopping around the store and kind of mingling with people.
Yeah, and it really is. And again, it's very inviting. It's very warm and inviting, and there's some music playing in the background, and you get to interact. If you love to watch people, that's the place to go. You kind of sit down.
It feels like you're in Italy, right?
Like you're in the piazza, in Italy.
Yeah.
And one of my other favorite restaurants that you have is Felidia. Now, Felidia is kind of that's your flagship, right?
That's it. It was opened in 1981, and I actually became the chef. Even though we had restaurants in the 70s, that was the official where I became the chef. And I kind of got known, the press and everything. Julia Child came, and James Beard came. Felidia on 58th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenue, still there. It is my kind of beginning, if you will, and I still hang around there a lot.
and of course now your executive chef the head chef is Fortunato, right?
Fortunato, he is a wonderful young man from Sicily, and he's been with me for a while, and he's just great as far as Italian food. He really respects the tradition and has a modern twist to him. He's a great chef.
And again, Lidia, so what do you now? I guess let's talk a little bit, because it is the holidays are coming up. So what are some of the things that you do for Christmas? Do you do the Feast of the Seven Fish, or do you do something different?
Well,
or take on?
the Vigilia is always respected. Now, some parts of Italy have 7 fish. Sometimes some parts have 13. The amount of fish. But the important thing is that the Vigilia, the Christmas Eve, it's a fish meal. Mm-hmm. And absolutely, we respect. I make all the fishes. Do I make 7? Sometimes I make 8, but I always do make bacala.
My favorite.
We like our calamari. We like our fried calamari, and then of course fruta di mare, and then we cook some pasta like the linguine clam sauce. So yes, seafood is the eve of Christmas. And then usually we go to Mass. Now, we used to go to midnight Mass, but now we go earlier because it's kind of midnight. And Grandma, my mother is still going strong. She's 98.
Oh, God bless.
Yeah, she's going to come to Mass with us. And then of course, it's Christmas Day. It's the big day where you do the whole family comes over, and that's usually a big antipasto. We usually do tortellini in brodo. We love that. Pasta. And then, of course, we do the roast. It's usually a roast pork and maybe some prime ribs. And it's never ending. The vegetables, the side dish, all kinds of... and, of course, then the desserts. We go almost to an antipasto dessert. We do a spread of desserts.
I'm getting hungry just talking about the food, Lidia. Oh, yeah. Do you do anything big for the Epiphany? I know in Italy that's a big holiday as well. Epiphania.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, L'Epiphania. No, it's a feast at home or whatever, but it's not as big as we do the Christmas Eve and the day. That's
the big one.
Yeah.
And I've heard many people say on New Year's Eve or a New Year's Day you have the lentils for good luck.
Well, yeah, New Year's Day, it's usually the cotechino, the sausage, the pork sausage with lentils, and little lentils meaning lots of money. That's the saying. But yeah, it's a tradition in Italy. Lentils and some sausages, and then of course other things.
Oh, sounds great. So Lidia, if people out there want to, obviously they can see you on PBS, but do you have a website or on social media, any way that people can come and see you?
Absolutely. You know, I am on Facebook. I am on Twitter. I am on my page. The website is www.lidiasitaly.com. All one word, no apostrophe. Lydia's Italy, like the country, .com. And they can ask questions. They can go see video. You can also go on YouTube. Tutto Lidia on YouTube, and I do demos on YouTube. So, you know, today we're out there in many different ways. You can find me. I
think it's very important, especially in the age that we live, that we really get into all the formats, whether it's, Instagrams or the Facebook, YouTube. It's so important to be able to bring to people, even on their little phones, to be able to bring a taste of Italy to them.
Absolutely. You catch the different generations, because now each generation has its own media, if you will.
That's so true.
And of course the millennials, and now even the younger generation, it's their little box they have in front of them. That's how they connect to everybody.
Well, I'll tell you,
I have 5 grandkids, so
you know.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm really looking forward to seeing your upcoming special, Lidia Celebrates America, Heartland Holiday Feast. It's going to be premiering on Tuesday, December 18th, 2018, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's on PBS. So you can check your local listings to see the exact the station number for PBS in your area. Lidia, I thank you so very much for taking time out of your schedule to come and spend time with us. And I want to wish you a very buon Natale, Felice Anno Nuovo. And again, thank you so much for
Grande, beautiful. Thank you. The best to you and your family. Buon Natale. And thank you for having me on again.
Thank you so much, Lidia. God bless you. I hope to talk to you soon.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye. So right there we have the beautiful Lidia Bastianich right here at WPSC FM Brave New Radio, broadcasting from the campus of William Patterson University.